Wagwan people, one of the group everybody doing good as always, and today again we're gonna provide you with some fresh updates. You see me? First, we're gonna make you know Wagwan with Vybz Kartel, the lawyer that represented today, basically will give a briefing, explain what exactly transpired in court today, and basically the look going forward. Also, Minister Marian Hall made a major announcement. We know her as Lady Sir. Yeah, people, it seems as if she's coming back to dancehall. Yeah, man, but before we get into the details, make sure to like the video, run the likes to 100 likes quick and fast. And if you're new to the channel, just subscribe, because I don't know, so yes, I want to get the latest, you see me? So, Minister Marian Hall, Lady Sir, as we know, made this post on her Facebook page. I'm about to make some of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life, which may take me back to a place where I never dreamed of going back, but seems to be heading back there. From this moment on, I know that many will curse me out and said they predicted it. But what can I say? Sometimes you just have to, you don't have any fight left. Please do not call my phone or send any emails trying to find out what's happening with me, cause not much love is out there for me. Anyways, my God help us all in these times. So yes, viewers, basically, from the moment she said people are gonna say we predicted it, kinda I make we feel like say yo, she gonna come back in the dancehall. Probably if she even come back, she probably not gonna come back the way how she left. Because as we know, she preached the gospel now, so she probably even if she come back, she not gonna come back as that raw lady star what we used to. Or what we did know, basically. But it could be that she announced something else, but everybody on social media seem to think that Lady Sir is announcing that she'll be coming back to dancehall. And the thing is, Reggae Sumfest been want her to perform all long. And I think they were in talks of bringing her back as Minister Marian Hall. So leads me to wonder whether or not this is like a promotional stunt or something to pull crowd. We soon see her on the Reggae Sumfest flyer. Matter of fact, I didn't even check to see if she did that on it. So she probably all left on it too. But yeah, people, that, leaving your thoughts on that in the comment section. You see me? But right now we're gonna move on and we're gonna basically make you hear from Vybz Kartel lawyer, one of the lawyers that represented today. John Clark, basically. He's representing all the men who is basically in lockup right now. Today, based on how proceedings went, even though John Clark questioned the Court of Appeal, and it would seem as if he got the judge upset when he compared the Court of Appeal to the Privy Council and said that the Privy Council acted more expeditiously than the Court of Appeal, and him did ask why and how the Privy Council do this and them not do this. The judge them never like that. You see me? So them did have to give him a little schooling and say, yo, the Privy Council was asked 3 simple questions which the regular public could answer and they could not answer it. So so the judge kind of did give it to him, but to the last part, to the end of the session, the morning session, basically, John Clark raised a point where the men constitutional rights were breached twice in 2 separate events, and the judge is agreeing with that, and the judge is basically saying to the prosecution, if that was the case, or if this is the case, how can you assure that this won't happen in a retrial, and why should we even do back a retrial if this happened twice on 2 separate occasions? But yeah, me I make you hear what them officer
to the justice system to hear, consider all the submissions from the appellants to make a determination at the end of the day of what the interest of justice should look like.
Did you go through all the material you intended to go through for today?
No, tomorrow we will be going specifically to most of the affidavit evidence that's already before the court, including the medical reports and the psychological reports that were done in relation to some of the appellants, to make the point to the court that it has been an ordeal for these appellants to have to wait for so long 13 years, and that we are worried that this case may be a precedent for other Jamaicans, poor Jamaicans, who may now have themselves subjected to a system where you can be in custody for 13 years and then subjected to the ordeal when you trial when your money is essentially done.
And on that point, Mr. Clark, you urged the judges to draw a line in the sand, essentially. And just now you mentioned poor Jamaicans who may face a similar situation. Could you say some more about what inspired you to make that argument?
Well, there in other jurisdictions like Barbados, the judiciary have decided that ultimately there comes a time when if our justice system can fully try you and convict you, it will be unjust to make you go back to trial. So in Barbados, in one case, said 8 years was too long. And we are saying that for us in Jamaica, it is fair that all Jamaicans can come to an understanding that perhaps after 8 years, after 10 years, it's too long to subject Jamaican citizens to that kind of ordeal of another trial and another cost and another expense. Because what it would be an incentive for the system to know that in doing justice, we have to move with alacrity, because persons are being affected by our decision, and ultimately we do not want that to happen. And ultimately, for any well-meaning, well-thinking Jamaican, would all want a situation in which the guilty are convicted and remain convicted, and the innocent walk free. But if we have a system whereby it's taking so long, ultimately what we'll have is that scenarios may happen whereby the guilty are walking because our system realizes that we don't have to do nothing today. We don't have to collect a witness statement today, we can do it tomorrow, and eventually it takes too long, person become disinterested, and we have a country which is ridden with crime.
So is it fair to say the arguments you made today were not just centered around your immediate clients, but for future Jamaicans who may find themselves in a similar situation?
It was centered around the ordeal that they suffer. But we're also recognizing that if the court say can happen to Kartel, it can happen to other Jamaican citizens, including the poorest of us. So what it means is that if a Jamaican is in custody for 13 years and then he comes and says, my money is done, I have next month to find a next lawyer, and I'm worried that the system won't give me justice, it means that in such a scenario, he may very well, if a precedent is set one way or the other, may feel aggrieved, and we're asking the powerful court to examine our arguments and, in light of all the facts of this case, do what they think is just. And that's what they'll ultimately do, even if we never ask.
Sir Clark, at the beginning of your presentation, you mentioned something about when you started granted, the defense would put forward for the accused to be tried separately. Clarify what was meant, if that's exactly what you said.
No, we're not saying that the accused should be tried separately. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying at its core is that we want the court to examine the special facts of this case, which the court knows, and then for each of the appellants, examine what are the factors against each to decide whether or not they're going to order the trial of the case. And so all we're asking the court to do is examine the facts of each appellant, coming to a decision as to what is just.
And you noted that once that is done, we may find that the conclusion for each of them will be different.
Now, what we said at the beginning, and to be quite clear, is that we are of the view that the line in the sand is supposed to be the main point, being that for all of the appellants, it is unjust in our view for Jamaican citizens to be waiting in prison for more than 10 years to have the appellate process completed. We think that it's unjust. It shouldn't happen to Kartel, it shouldn't happen to anybody. And we're saying that regardless of who these individual appellants are, it shouldn't happen to them, it shouldn't happen to your child, it shouldn't happen to your grandchild. And today, and for this matter, that the court will say it can't happen.
Sorry people, no hear what go on. No one can leave no thoughts on this in the comment section. Still 3 more days to go. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday we are going to hear whether or not there will be a retrial. You see what I say, people? So yeah, make sure you lock in. Remember to like the video. Remember to subscribe because we provide daily updates twice. The morning session, the evening session. If you want to subscribe, make sure you subscribe so whenever we drop a video, you get all of the updates. You see me? I'm out.